all the topics in the job search. Now the questions. We have got few questions through the website. I have listed them here. The first question was the cardiology Weiterbildung. That I've already explained how it works. Either you can do first internal medicine or internal medicine and cardiology, and it takes, if you want to choose the first route, that is that if you want to do first internal medicine and then cardiology, it takes around 7 years. You will be doing first your internal medicine, and in that you have to remember that 1 year you have to have in cardiology, otherwise it will take in total of 8 years. And after that you spend another 2 years in cardiology, and you get yourself specialized in cardiology. For if you want to specialize directly, you can take the direct route. But again, the problem comes if you want to go in a outpatient setting, then the first route is preferred. That is, you do your internal medicine first and then the specialization, because then you can get license for many other things rather than just the cardiological things. The second question what we got was the best hospitals for surgery and OBG. This is very difficult to answer, I feel, because there are many hospitals for both surgery and OBG. What I would say is, you can, as a resident, you can definitely look for a university-based position. In universities, there are many positions for surgery and OBG, and yes, and I feel the most of these university hospitals for surgery and OBG, because they do a lot more procedures and than the normal hospitals. So I personally feel you can look there, and if you are looking for a particular subspecialty in surgery, for example vascular surgery, you can definitely go into the website of the Deutsche Gesellschaft für vascular surgery, and you can look for the jobs there. There are sometimes called as specialized hospitals, which are not directly university hospitals, which may be linked to university hospital, but they are specific for one field. For example, here in Essen we have one specialized center for heart surgery. So if you are looking for heart surgery, you can apply over there. For OBG, I would say for the initial training, it is the same, and everywhere I personally feel so. Or again, if you want to have want to look for it, you can look for in the university hospital. But you are further, if you want to further subspecialize in obstetrics and gynecology, then I would prefer that the next 2 years of training, you should do it rather in a university based setting. The third question is, how can I get my Indian PG recognized? So the Indian PG is not directly recognized here as per as my knowledge. Deepak, here I need you, if tell me, just stop me if I'm wrong. I think it is, you send your first you get your approbation, and then you send your translated post-graduation degree to university and with a transcript. And I think those years what you have spent in that training, they can get recognized, but directly
They
your
can, yes. They can get recognized. The thing is that the process of Gutachten that they have to go through, they go through the entire curriculum that they have done, and during the UG and the PG, and when they feel that okay, these things are done and now these things are missing, then they give you they recognize it, but partly. Then they tell you that okay, your intensive is missing, you have to do this, this rotation is missing, you have to do this. So you can expect a couple of years of relief from a 6 years Weiterbildung training, but that nobody can tell you beforehand.
Yeah.
So that depends upon the individual case.
Yeah, that goes in the Erstekammer, and then they give you like, okay, you have done 3 years of internal medicine, but you haven't done 6 months of intensive, so we'll recognize the 2.5 years of internal medicine.
Something like that, yes.
Yes, but it's very difficult to answer this question, because every state medical council or the Istikama, the processing is a bit different. So you just apply over there and then you get a official letter stating that you have to do this and this.
True.
The fourth is the research opportunities. What we got. The research opportunities are mainly available in university-based hospitals, as I mentioned. And if you are looking for a research career or a research opportunities, then I will suggest that you look your resident physician job only in university-based hospital. There are some teaching hospitals that they are linked with the universities, but they are not directly university-based hospitals. They guarantee you promotion as well, but most of them they don't. Sometimes there are these, as I mentioned, there are a couple of these specialized hospitals, like you have heart clinics, you have lung clinics, you have heart transplantation centers or heart surgical centers. They also sometimes have a lot of research opportunities, but you can clear them as soon as you go for your interview, and you can say that, okay, um, uh, um, I want to promovian, or I want to do further research, and or I want, if you're already promovian, I want to do my habilitación, and you can talk directly during your interview, and they will tell you that if they have research opportunities or not. Now, these were the questions what we got through the registrations. Now, I would like to open the floor. I think we have got still a lot more time. And if you guys who are listening, if you have questions, you ask us and we'll try to answer our best.
So,
you have to specialize first. As I said, there are a couple of Zusatzweiterbildung where you can get a part of it recognized. Most of the Zusatzweiterbildung is you need to have a specialized certificate. For example, if you have done your internal medicine and you want to do your intensive care unit or intensive medicine, then you can. Intensive medicine requires a total of 18 months of training. Now, if you have done your internal medicine, then you can get yourself your 6 months recognized. That is, after specialization, then you have to do 1 year of training in intensive care unit, and then you can get yourself intensive care specialized. That is a bit different in case of anesthesiology, where you can get recognized 1 year of intensive care medicine during your basic training, and you have to do after that only 6 months of intensive care training. But most of the Zusatzweiterbildung, they require that you need to have a specialized certificate. For example, if you go for an experimental Doktorarbeit, like I'm currently writing in my research leave, I get my basic salary. Okay. What was paid to me in the hospital, I get that, and it is considered as an external rotation. So you will get your basic salary in your leave. It again depends upon what kind of Doktorarbeit you choose, because in experimental Doktorarbeit you do get a leave for mostly for 1 year, and then you have to figure it out to finish all of your experiments during this 1 year. In the clinical Doktorarbeit or in the statistical Doktorarbeit, you don't get any leave. So you have to figure a way out during your normal clinical time to finish your research activity.
So one has to be associated with a university clinicum first and then get the research leave later on.
Yes, okay. or a teaching hospital or in a specialized hospital. Because if you're working in such kind of hospitals, they have these research projects, and then you can get a leave.
Okay. And also, is there a possibility of doing a Doktorarbeit by publication and not writing the dissertation?
You have that option as well. You can do a publication. You do see, if you are in an experimental Doktorarbeit and you have got a leave for it, then your chef asks, that's a very practical thing now. your Chefarzt or your Oberarzt who has given you this project, he or she will expect you that you write a thesis. But if you have done a clinical doctorate, then if you put it as a publication, with the publication you have the opportunity to promovian as well.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
So the next question we will take is from Mehul. Mehul, please go ahead. Okay, Mehul has written his question. I'll thank you very much for the detailed information about Weiterbildung. I have done internal medicine. Wait, the chat it's going away. That was followed by 2 years of rheumatology. So he has done internal medicine residency plus rheumatology fellowship, and works as a rheumatology consultant. Do you know someone who has completed her post graduation in India and came to Germany and started Weiterbildung?
And
do you know of
hello, Mehul here.
Yeah, hi Mehul.
Yes, hi.
I'm here in Bayern actually, and I have received my approbation for about a month ago, and I am working in the rheumatology department in MVZ, Medizinische Versorgung Zentrum Clinic. So my question is, how should I go for the Anerkennung process of my Weiterbildung that allows me to maximally get out of my previous work in India?
So as we
shall I answer this, Abhinav?
Better that you answer.
Yes, Mehul, see here, what I would say is, what I have said before also, that you have to get all your documents, whatever fellowships you have done and your residency duration, the logbooks and everything. That has to be not everything. The curriculum does not have to be translated, but other documents that you have, your work experience from different hospitals, those have to be translated. Those have to be attested. Since you're already in Germany, you can get it attested by the local Rathaus or Notar. And you can send all of these to the Approbationsbehörde in Oberbayern. Okay. You must, Oberbayern is zuständig for you, no? Or is someplace else?
For the Weiterbildung Anerkennung, I need to go to the Bayerische Landesärztekammer, and for the
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you apply for the Ärztekammer, and then they will go through it. It will take a few months, might take around a year or so. Then they will tell you how much part of it they will recognize. Okay,
correct.
So far, yes, please go ahead.
The second question is this same. I have collected almost all of the documents from India, but right now they are asking for the legalization of document from the responsible authority in India. Now I don't know who is this responsible authority.
No, so they have to do the legalization. The authority, the German authority, it is their job to do the legalization. You as a private individual cannot begin the process of legalization. Okay, they will send the document via the embassy to the German embassy in India. There they will send it to a lawyer, a legal firm, which will verify each of the document from the source. Okay, from where it originated. Now you cannot influence that. You cannot initiate that. They have to do it.
Correct. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Then, shall we allow Nupur then?
Yeah.
Hello. I just got my approbation a week ago actually, and I've been working in a small clinic for a year with Berufserlaubnis. And my question was, actually, I've been here. I was very grateful for the job initially, and they have. I got it in internal medicine, which is what I want to do further. And they have cardiology and gastro and geriatry. Like the three chefs combined are the ones who are giving the Weiterbildungsmächtigung forward. But now I feel like the rotation system is not that great, and I am always stuck in the Notaufnahme ever since I started working there. And I'm worried that if I stay here, I will probably get the 5 years done, but I will not have the full experience that I would like to have. And whenever I think of changing, I get different types of advice. Some people say that if you go to Uniklinicum, you are going to be more about it will all be about paperwork, and you will be spending your time so much with with just paper, and it's not necessarily better teaching. So I don't know how to plan my Vita building in a sense that I get paper patient care, and because I am not experienced, I did not have much experience in India, and I am basically starting fresh here.
Okay.
So what type of clinic to choose for somebody who is fresh?
Okay. I would love to answer this. See, Nupur.
Me too.
Yeah. We will both answer it. Let me start,
Yes,
Deepak,
yes.
and you fill in the blanks what I create. The thing is, Nupur, let me tell you about my personal experience. When I started looking for a job, even I heard the same, that in university hospital, you have just paperwork, you have this and that, and the teaching is not very good, which is partially correct. With partially, I mean you have a lot of paperwork. Yes, I agree. In university, you will end up spending a lot more time in your clinic rather than in a normal hospital. But it doesn't have to be true that you won't learn anything. You can learn a lot in a university hospital, and with that, it again depends upon clinic to clinic. A university hospital can be a lot better than a normal clinic, and it can be a lot worse than a normal clinic, and no one can tell you beforehand that okay, you that if this clinic is going to be better or worse. It has to for that, either you have to speak with some people who are working on those clinic, and they work on that. Second thing is, you can even plan your own Vita Bildung. For example, I have from my personal experience, I have rotated in 1 month for 1 month in University of Magdeburg. I have done my hospitation in University of Magdeburg. Now these guys, they had a very good plan for your if you wanted to do internal medicine. They had a very good plan. For example, that 1 year you are going to spend in pulmonology, 1 year in cardiology, 1 year in intensive care, and so on. You can start building up on your own Vita Bildung. That is, if you say, okay, I want to spend 1 year in cardiology, you go to in a cardiology clinic for 1 year, and after 1 year you change. You can go in a hospital where during your interview you put on this, that I want to rotate, and every year, if and generally they do comply.
Okay.
That is my response. Deepak, what you have anything to say about it?
See, I would say, I mean, what you said, I totally agree with all of that. And I would say, see, initially, you said that you got your approbation few months back, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I would recommend 1 year not to move. Okay. You stay where you are. You stick where you are, because see, you said that you're working in a smaller hospital, right?
Yes, it's like a Christ clinic from
See, if you're not experienced, okay, like you don't have previous all experience. If you don't have any much publications, you're not much research oriented. First of all, you will find it very difficult to enter university hospital at this stage. Okay, and then if you enter, then the sword will be hanging on your head that you will be thrown out in 6 months. Okay, I mean, I don't know you personally. I don't know how talented you are, but this is a general thing, a worry that everyone has. When I enter university hospital after 2-3 years of experience, even I have that worry. Even the chef arts, one of my chef arts, one of the Oberarts from our hospital, he went as a chef arts in another hospital, and he has that worry that he might be thrown out from chef arts position in 6 months. That is why he's not moving, moving his family and all. So this 6 months is not only about our talent and our credibility. It's also about what they expect from us. Okay, so they might expect something different, and when we don't match to that standards, then the risk is always that we might lose the job in 6 months. That is one thing. Second thing is that in smaller hospitals, people, when they say that you don't learn anything in smaller hospitals, it's wrong. In Notaufnahme, you're doing Notaufnahme, that is you have to become Dienstfähig first. That means you would be able to manage Notfälle, emergency internistische Notfälle, internistische Schockraum that comes in the middle of the night when nobody is over there. Okay, so the Stationsarbeit, Blutentnahme, that is there, fine, Briefschreiben, this is there, but you need to know what do you do when the person with pulmonary edema comes. You need to know what do you do when a person with heart attack comes, because this coordination, not only medical wise, but whom to contact, whom to call. Do you understand everything that the Oberarzt or Chefarzt says on the phone, or do they understand everything that you say on the phone? Now these things, if you don't, these things are to be learned at a smaller hospital. So I recommend, if you're already at a smaller hospital, stay there for 1 year. Okay, and with time things improve. Okay, and
I have
obviously,
a small follow-up. So this is also one of those you touched upon it. So I have this is my 7th or 8th month. So in June it will be 1 year. When do I look attractive for a university clinicum? Like, what can I add in my resume, or what more can I do to be more employable, basically?
you can do the Fortbildungs. You can do the Ultraschall course if you're not done that already. You can do the ACLS, PCLS course that if you're not done already. After your 2 years in a smaller hospital or any hospital, you can do the Notarzt course. So these, the Fortbildung, ESHO course is there. So these courses, when you do that, shows that you are more inclined academically. Okay, those things you can do. Abhinav, would you like to add anything else in this?
No, it's more or less the same. But it's see, the thing is, it doesn't imply that my personal experience has been totally different. See, I worked for 9 months in a small hospital. It again depends if the university hospital require people. My personal experience is all these university hospitals or specialized hospitals, they do they always have sort of personal mangel, and in last few years it has been so. If you want this 6 months to 1 year, what Deepak has said, I will go for it, that you stay for in total for 6 months to a year in that hospital, and after that you can have a more clarification. Do you want to, if you just want to do internal medicine, or you want to further specialize in that, in any further specialty? If you want to do a further specialization, I will rather say then you do Fortbildung in respective to that field, and then you apply for do you apply for jobs in those specialty clinics? That I can suggest.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't switch jobs very often. That is one thing. My previous chef used to say that the amount of Scheiße in the world is constant. So when you switch from one place to another, you'll find different kind of shit over there. Okay, so but
the shit is there.
The amount is constant. Yeah. That does not change.
The form may change, but the amount will be the same.
So okay, fine.
Thanks a lot.
I'll have to edit this part from the. Okay. Let's take the next question. See, we have one question regarding FSP and Berufserlaubnis. Sandesh wants to know that is it possible to receive an invitation for hospitation and a visa because of Corona pandemic? I mean, during Corona, and what about appointment for the FSP and Berufserlaubnis to start a job? See, Sandesh, I will take this question. See, at present, because of Corona, everything has been slowed down. That you must have already experienced by now, that hospitals are not responding to emails. They're not because they're not allowing anybody, even the medical students who are here, they are not allowed to attend the classes. They are doing online Zoom conferences, Zoom meetings, Zoom learning. So we cannot expect that they will allow somebody from a foreign country to come and give them visa and all the documents that's required so that they can come over here. So this will be a little difficult at present. But then, as I always mention in all my videos and my courses, that you should keep trying, because you never know when it will start. Because it's not does not have a deadline that okay, in 2 weeks now Corona is going to end and then we are going to start our process. It's not going to be there like that. And you keep applying, and there will be a time when somebody wants some hospitant, and your application will be there, and you'll get an opportunity for that. All right. So